Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. Today we are diving into the most important topic, that is how to handle the missing value. I'm going to share with you the top most common like the imputation method first. Then I will show you how you can implement the imputation method using Python with the simple dataset example. Okay, so it will make more sense to you when you will look like using Python. But before diving with the practical example, I will also show you like the how the most important imputation method work at the back end. Okay, I will show you the all steps. So I have drawn those. First of all, I will show you the top common methods for the imputation. I have written it on my whiteboard. Okay, so the first method is your simple imputation method. This is like we also call it univariate method as well. Univariate imputation method. So in this you have a mean, mode, median. Okay, this is very popular method. Maybe you are already using this. If you are using it, just drop a comment in the comment box. And then you have the multivariate imputation method. So what method come under this? Your KNN, k nearest neighbor. This is your random forest algorithm imputer. And then iterative method and MICE method. MICE means your multivariate imputation chain expression method. Okay, this is very popular. And the next one is your time series. This is your time series missing value is handled in a totally different way. You cannot use the above two methods for time series. Okay, so this is your backward fill, forward fill, and your LOCF. This is the last observed, your carry forward. Okay, and then you have the machine learning and neural network. In this, the popular imputation method is your Bayesian algorithm and your autoencoder. After that, you have the here regression based imputation method. In this, you have the linear and logistic regression method. Okay, and the next one is your domain specific. In this, KNN and your Bayesian network method. So these are the top most common imputation method which I am going to share with you. But today you are going to learn about in detail using your Python the first two methods. Okay, then in my next video I will explain the next two and then the next two, because this week I am totally dedicating to the how to handle the missing value. And if you have any specific scenario and you are stuck in somewhere, you can drop a comment in the comment box. I am happy to help you. Okay, I will also share very common like the scenario based questions which is which is asked by my every student. So I want to share the solution to those kind of the problems with everyone. So stay with me, keep watching and keep patience, and let's start. Okay, so first of all, this is very simple, like the what is the univariate like the method. Okay, so I will grab it and I will show you. Okay, so univariate means just the like you have a one feature, right, and there is a missing value. Look at this. If I draw the graph here, sorry, table. Okay, so this is your first feature and this is the one, and here you have a one, two, here is your missing value. Okay, so this is called a univariate. This is for the beginners who don't understand what is univariate. Okay, so for this, if you are going to use the simple methods like mean, mode, median using pandas, then this is going to be work best. Okay, and now the next thing, when you should use the mean, mode, median. So for this, before applying the mean method on numerical data, you need to check the distribution of the data. If it contains the skewness left or right, then apply the median instead of mean. Okay, don't apply the mean method, otherwise your model will become biased. Now I will show you what is the skewness. Okay, what I am talking about. So let me draw first. Okay, so I will show you. This is the so look at this. So this is a normal distribution. Okay, there is a no skewness. But when I will draw it like this way, Look at this. So it is showing you the tail on the right side. Okay. So this means these are the outliers. Okay. And this is your mean is here. Okay. And this is very far away from your mean. We call it positive skewness. Okay. And if your tail is on right side, this is the left skewness or positive skewness. Okay. In this scenario, if you have the data distribution like this, then you can apply the median method on this. Don't apply mean method. Mean is only for this one and median is for this one. And same you have the your right skewness. I will show you. Look at this. So this is showing the tail on the your left side. So this means this is the negative skewness, or we call it here your the this skewness, and you can apply here median imputation method only. Don't apply the mean method. Okay, this is just for your like the understanding about the distribution, the terms I'm going to use during the practical example. So you will have the better understanding, and now you have the picture in your mind what is the skewness I'm talking about it. Okay, now we will move ahead. I will show you now the most important like the methods. I have drawn it on my this notebook, and it will make more sense to you when I will give you the example using your uh, practical Python. Okay, so now look at this. Okay, so this is your MICE method. This is your multivariate imputation chained expression method. Okay, so you are going to use it if your data set is very complex. Okay, and you have the like a many features, and every feature contains many missing value. Okay, then your mean, median is not going to give you the good result, or may your model get biased. So the wise decision is go with this one. Okay, so here this model work based on the your iteration method. Okay, and it work based on the algorithm Bayesian. Okay, now look at this. This is your incomplete data. This means there is a missing value, and then it will create a multiple data sets. Okay, so what does it mean, the multiple data set it is creating? So when it will start iterating your multiple columns, iterate over the multiple columns, at the initial step, it will fill it with the basic value like the mean or median mode according to the requirement. So it can start your process to handle the missing value. But it is not going to give you the result at that time. This is for their process. And your mice is going to create a multiple data sets. You are not going to see it. This is a backend process. Okay, it will create the multiple data sets with the imputation data set. Okay, but this is not finalized yet, because it will keep on iterating again and again on your each column how much iteration level you have defined in the your Python code. I will show you in the example. Okay, just try to understand the structure first, how it is working at the back end. And once it is done, it will like pull out the estimation from this. Like if it is ready, then it will like how many, if it has created 10 data sets with the imputation, then it will pull out the result from it. Estimation like the with the what value it filled the missing value. Okay, then from all data sets it will come out for the final value. Okay, so this is the way how this your multivariate your imputation chain method work at the back end. Okay, now we will talk about the other iterative method. This is called this iterative simple iterative method. It work based on the regression model. You can see here in this picture. So this is our trend line, right? And these are the data points. The big data points is your missing value. Okay, and we want to your if you are applying this iterative method, it is going to predict these values based on the other data points. How the regression model work? You look at this result. This is you have a three like the features two, then there is a missing value in the third feature, right? So how it is going to fill this? It is going to check the relationship between these two. And looking at the other values, what is the value if your this f1 f2 is producing this value, then what will be the result of this one? So this is the way how the regression model work. Okay, and how now your iterative imputation method will work based on the regression model when you are trying to use this for your multivariate data set. Okay, so this is not simple your that method, yeah, like the mean mode median. It is going to work like this way. The biggest difference between mice and your iterative method, almost it looks same, because both are going to iterate over the your columns. Okay, and try to build up the relationship based on the regression model, and here it is going to check with each column separately. Okay, only the difference is here it is creating multiple data sets, but in this case there is a no multiple data set. Okay, so this is the biggest difference. Now the next method is KNN. Okay, so KNN means your k nearest neighbor. Look at this data set. So you again have the three column. There is a one missing value, right? So this is your missing value. If I have mentioned k is equals to 2, you can see this is the missing point, this, the empty dot. So if it is k is equals to 2, it will find out the nearest data point to this one. Okay. Now here this is a missing value. So the nearest data points are these two. So it will take the average of these two points and then fill it with this one. Okay, so this is your k nearest neighbor imputation method. At the back end it work like this way. Okay, if you still have a question, feel free to ask. You can drop a comment in the comment box. Now let's jump on to the practical example. Okay, so we will start with the practical example. First of all, here I have mentioned the different categories of your missing value: MCAR, MAR, MNAR. Okay, this is very important. Why it is important? When you are applying the mean, median, mode, or any imputational method, you should understand under what category your missing values lie. Okay, because it create a big difference. If you are applying on MAR, the you can say the method iterative, sorry, on MCAR you are going to apply the iterative method, your model is not going to perform well. Okay, so these things are very important because it depends upon the missing category and how you are going to handle this category using the imputation method, then only your model will become good. Okay, never ever try to straightforward apply the imputation method. This is not wise decision, because at the end of the code your model will either not perform well, or it will become overfitted, or maybe it become biased. It can be happen, or there is a lot of variance. Okay, so now we will start with the simple imputation method. This is mean imputation method, as I have shown you, univariate, right? So here I am taking the example of this. You can take a one example. I am using the three feature. Okay, so there is a one like the missing value in each three column. Okay, now we will impute the, here we will convert this dictionary data into the data frame first, and then we will impute here with the mean. So this is simple. You will declare the df.fillna method. Fillna method is very popular pandas method to fill the missing value. This is the most basic method to handle your missing value. Okay, so you will pass df.mean. It will take the average of each column and fill it with the missing value. Okay, so we will run it, and I will like uncommented it. Look at this. So it filled with the missing value. Okay. So this is the way how you can handle in a most simplest way the missing value in your data. Now we will move ahead to the next, but before moving ahead, again, this is a tip I have already shown you. It is a simple and fast, but may not work well if the data distribution is skewed, as I have shown you on the whiteboard. Okay, don't apply the mean method if your data distribution is skewed, there are outliers. Then your median method will work best because it is robust to your outliers. It will take the average of the two numbers nearest to the missing value and then fill it with that value. Okay. So here look at this. How would you apply this? Simple. df dot fill now, df dot median, and then just fill it. That's it. Okay. So we can now run this. So it filled with the median now. Okay. Previously we have filled it with the mean. Okay. So this will work best if you have the skewed data. Now the third one is your mode imputation using pandas. This is very popular as well. This is specifically for your categorical data. If you have the missing data in the categorical column, then you can straightforward use the mode method. And here we are starting with the index location 0, first row, first column, and then it will give you the output, this one. Most frequently, mode means most frequently values occurring in your data set, and then you can fill it with that one. Here we are using the numerical data, right? So it is going to fill with the most occurring value, like occurring in your data set numeric, it will fill with that. Okay, but basically you use most of the time for categorical, but it doesn't mean you cannot use it for numerical. You can, but we never use it because we have a lot of other methods. Okay. And now we will come up with the second most important part. This is a multivariate imputation method. So I have shown you the multivariate. If you have the many columns in your data set and there are many missing value and your data set is very complex, at that time these methods are going to work good. I'm taking the same example. You can create the more big data and dummy data and apply these method and check the difference between both. Okay. Here, for this, you first need to use the sklearn.impute knn imputer. Okay, so this is the like a library you need to import. This is our data set, and then we are creating the instance of this model. And here I am passing the parameter and neighbors is equals to 2. Remember I showed you here, look at this one. Right? I showed you k nearest neighbor. If I'm mentioning k is equals to 2, it is going to find out the nearest two data points, take the average of that and fill it the missing value. Okay. So I mentioned 2, you can try with the 3. It depends upon your requirement, and you also need to test. Okay. Sometimes like a near point 2 does not work well. You need to because data points are maybe very scattered. Okay, in that case you may need to change the value and then see the output. So this is all experimental. Okay, and you will learn it by your experience only. Till you don't apply, you will not learn anything. Okay, so then here you have the we will convert it into data frame, and then we are fitting that data frame onto the imputer model instance. Okay, so here I'm using the method fit underscore transform. This is applying two operations. First, it will transform the data and then fit onto your imputer model, and then it is going to handle the missing value. Here we will see the output. Now, this is the without imputation and this is the imputed. Okay. Now look at this. Where was the missing value? Here. So it will find the close value to this data point, none. Okay. So we can try to find out the, if we consider the point 5 and 1, there is a big difference between 5 and 1. So your fifth point may be far away from your this point. Okay, and then 1 is very far away from your this point. So what is the nearest point? We can assume 2 and 3. Let's suppose. Okay, so your imputation model consider 2 and 3, then it will do the addition and divided by 2 and fill it with the missing value. Okay, so this is how it will work. Okay, and the same with the other value as well, but it depends at the back end how it is working. I'm just giving you the example. Okay. And then with this KNN imputer method, impute the missing value by looking at the k nearest neighbor of the missing data, whatever you have mentioned, the data points 2, 3, 4, right? And this method can be more accurate than simple imputation method, especially when your data has a complex relationship. Like if your feature 1, feature 2 has a complex relationship with each other, so this kind of imputation method is going to be work very good. Now maybe you are thinking, how would I know this feature is connected with this feature so strongly? So you have a correlation method in Pandas, right? You can check it. I will show you. You can simply say here df dot correlation. This is a very popular method. You can see the correlation of this one. This is all like now filled. So it is showing each feature is strongly correlated with each other. Okay, like feature 1 is strongly correlated with feature 2 and feature 3 because it's a 1. Okay, and this is one like I wanted to add a small one more thing, how you can check the missing value. Okay, this is we are just looking at this, but if you want to look at the count of the missing value, then how you can look at it. So I will copy and paste this code again because this is already imputed. I need to rerun. Okay, so here we go. And then if you want to check how many missing value in your data, then you have here is not dot sum method. Okay, so it will show you the count of each missing value in each feature. Okay, you can also use the df.info if you want, you can try. Okay, and then we will come back to over this one. The next method, this is your iterative imputation using iterative imputer method. This is very popular. Okay, when you have a many missing value in your multiple columns and you want to handle, what is the best way? This is the one. If you're thinking I can apply the mean method, then what you will do? You will need to use a for loop because you will run the mean on each and every column separately. Number one. Number two, it is not going to recognize the strong relationship between the your features, right? So it may give you the wrong, like the average value, and you will fill it with the missing value. Later on your model will either get biased or maybe will not work good on your new data. So this is the biggest reason. Okay, so use this because this is going to work based on your regression model. It will first check the relationship and patterns with the other column connected with your missing like the values in the missing column, and then suggest you the missing fill with the missing value with the correct value. Okay, this is the reason. That's why it is more like the useful when you have the multiple columns and multiple missing value. Okay, and now here why what you need to import from package sklearn experimental import enable iterative imputer, and then impute iterative imputer library from sklearn, and then same data set we are using. Here I have mentioned the maximum iteration 10. You can reduce it and you can do the experiment. It's not mandatory you need to give it 10. Okay, and random state, this is just to show the fixed output, the seed number. And then here we are converting into data frame, fit and transform. Again we are fitting onto the instance of your iterative imputer, and then we will look at the result. Okay, so here you go. I have showed you the structure, how it is working already in my notebook, right? So how it is going to predict? It is going to, like, it will pick up its first value, it just fill with the dummy mean or mode median to start their process with the first column only, not all, okay? Then it will try to find the relationship, check the other relationship of these two columns, and then refill the value again, okay? Same with the second column and third. This is the way how regression model works, right? It predicts the value based on the given features value, right? Same thing it is happening here. Instead of normal your mean mode median method. Okay. So this is more reliable if you have a many missing value in multiple columns. Now here I have written the your tip, right? So you can read it later on. I have because I have already explained about it. Now we will talk about the multiple imputation by chained equations, MICE. Okay. So here we have the impute the package fancy impute. This is an advanced package from the iterative imputer. Then we will import the iterative imputer, pandas. We have created the new dataset age, income, and education for this one. Okay. And then we are converting the dictionary into the data frame here. And then we will apply the multiple imputation method by MICE. Okay. So here we have declared the instance of your iterative imputer, maximum iteration 10. Same, you can reduce, increase. This is your choice. And then we will fitting on to the model of MICE imputer. Okay, instance. It is only going to work on the age and income because your third feature does not have any missing value. So we have separated it. We want to apply the mice imputer only these first two column, and then we will convert back to the data frame after imputation, and then now we can see the result. Okay. So look at this. So how does it work? Again, I will repeat. Look at this functionality, this one. Okay, so it is going to create the data set for your each column multiple times, then keep iterating over it, then estimate the value, then pull out the final result. Okay, it will also check the relation with your age, income together. Okay, how it is working. So this work based on the Bayesian algorithm. Okay, and then give you the result. So this is more reliable even than your iterative method. Okay, so here mice is an advanced technique that generates the multiple data set, each with the different set of imputed value. Okay, and then it iteratively impute the missing value by using other column in the data set. Okay, and then number of iterate, it generates the multiple possible imputations reflecting uncertainty about the missing value, because it is not sure. So it will like show the estimation 1, estimation 2, 3, and then pull out the one result. You're not going to see it at the front end, but this is a process what is happening at the back end. Okay, now this is, I have just used the command to install my fancy impute library because it was not available by default. You need to install, you can use the pip install this command. Now we will talk about the random forest imputation using fancy impute. Okay, here we will import sklearn experimental enable iterative imputer, impute iterative imputer. This is an ensemble random forest regression because we are going to use random forest imputation method algorithm. We are going to use the same data set. Here we are converting your data, dictionary data into data frame, and then we will apply the random forest imputation using this one. So here this is a your iterative imputer method or algorithm. Estimator is equals to random forest regression. So random forest regression works totally different from iteration method. It is not going to iterate over, it is instead going to create a multiple trees based on your feature. And it will continuously keep on creating it till it is not satisfied with the output. Okay, so maximum iteration is 10, then random state is equals to 42. Then here we are fitting onto the instance of your iterative imputer on the first two columns. So it is going to create the trees. Okay, if age is this, then this is the output. If this is no, then next tree. Yes, no, something like that. Okay, and then it will show you the here output. We will print it. Here you go. So it is a little bit taking time. So this is the output. Okay, so this is going to create the tree. Okay, how? Something like this. I will show you in the my board. Okay, just give me 1 second. Here you go. Look at this now. So this is your incomplete data. Okay, and then it will create other condition. If this is true, then it will stop. Okay, if it is no, it is not matching with the value what it want to be estimation, then it will further create a one tree, then it is further divided into this, there may be more trees. Okay, so this is the way how the random forest regression model work. Okay, this is a way how it is helping you to fill the missing value, and this is an in-assemble learning method that create multiple decision tree as I have already shown you, and average their predictions. It uses a relationship between the features to predict missing value. We all know, right? All models are checking the relationship between the features. Okay, so this was all about today's video. I hope you like my video, and if you are new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe my channel to learn in a deeper way how to handle the missing value, because this week I am going to dedicate my this week to handle the missing value, And I will also share the real time scenarios questions asked by my students, and I will give you the solution on these type of these scenarios. If you also have any scenario and you are stuck, you can drop a comment in the comment box. Thank you so much for keeping patience and watching my video. See you in the next video. Keep learning, keep patience. Happy AI coding.